Yo, what's up? Coach Kenny, what's going on?
And shit, just eating a little bit of cotton candy.
Okay. Let me get the sponsors out of the way. Five-time champ in 3 different weight divisions. Javante Tank Davis. Redesigning minds, one mind at a time. Mind is a terrible thing to waste. Under Armour. Thank you for all you do for the gym and the community. Rocking Under Armour today. Thanks. Shout out to my mom. Thanks, Mom. Mother's Day gift. She said you gotta start rocking more Under Armour on the show.
I'm gonna rock some tomorrow.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? Thanks, Mom. And last but not least, you know what I mean? Box. Raw. What's going on, fellas? What's up, Coach Squeeze?
What's up, champ?
What's
How
up,
you
Squeeze?
feeling today?
I can't complain.
Happy Father's Day to y'all, man.
And
Yeah, happy Father's Day.
Cap Quest, what's going on? Mr. Rainer, how you doing today? The Queen, Miss Mona, what's going on? Brian C, what's up? Big D Smoke, what's happening? Jonathan Santana, what's going on? Silks, what's up, Silks? Mike Tyson, what's happening? Alan Johnson, what's going on? Big Ray, what's up? Isaiah McCoy, The Wood, Dwayne Haskins, Unheard of, hey baby. Can't Stop Uncle E, Gary Rawls, Jaquan. Hope I ain't missing nobody. Lion Locks, Will Womack, Lou Peterson, Noah Ortiz, what's happening, people? What's going on, y'all?
Put that light book. When you leave out, take the kitchen light out for me, please.
What's going on, y'all? Hey, D Matt, what's up? Pray for DC. What happened in DC, the Wood?
It was
Something
a
happened
shoot.
in DC?
It was a shooting there.
God damn, Natty Dread, what's going on? Another one? It was a big one?
Yeah. Considered a mass shoot. More than 4 people, I think.
God damn. Illuminati confirmed what's going on. God damn. They took me to the, we had a big cookout yesterday at my godmother house. We had a big ass cookout yesterday, so they took me to the beach today.
Okay.
We just getting back. Cal Cooler, what's up?
I went over
Yo.
there yesterday. I went over there for him yesterday.
Oh yeah? You see my mother?
I probably didn't recognize,
Oh yeah.
I'll be in my zone sometime.
Oh yeah, she was over there. Hey, you know what everybody in the chat they want to know, right?
What's that?
They want to know about Devin Haney on $1 million over a game talking shit.
He ain't trying to fight. Man, that motherfucker's bluffing.
He talking now. He calling Tank the email chant, and I'm like, Tank fought for his belt. You really got yours sent to you in the email.
But I bet he gonna put that shit.
We got. You know what I mean? Like he keep talking about he ready to fight. I need to see it. I need to see it happen.
I wouldn't be surprised. Tank's so serious about fighting, man. It ain't even about the belt. That Tank retired. Just the motherfuckers go at it like they tough because they fear him so much. Tank like fighting, man. Them niggas don't want to fight. It ain't about no fucking belt. Tank, yeah.
$305, what's going on? It's crazy though because every interview, it seems like every interview they got a guest with this name, but the interview is about Javante Tank Davis.
Tank, shit terrible, man. Tank, I'll fight him and let him have his belt. He only got to put his belts on the line. They champion. This fucking fight.
Trey Montgomery, what's up? Yo, but and the thing is though, that's starting to bother me. Like Earl Spence.
Them characters make this shit like WWE, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you only beat one guy. And he was trash. And that's the only way you beat one guy. You ain't like you beat 4 champions. You beat one guy. That how he got the belts. Oh my gosh.
WWE motherfuckers, man, they not fighting. The only one, the only two is Tank and Shakur. They the baddest lightweights right now. Tank and Shakur.
Yeah, but Haney on his high horse, man. Talking tough. Boxing dad, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man, make the fight then. Push the fight.
Shakur fight people, man. Tank fight people, but he ain't.
Miss Mona said Tank need to trademark his name and face so he can get paid as much as they use his name.
They can't function without saying the name. They won't have no numbers.
It's crazy though, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like I mean, I get it. It's boxing talk, but his name, he shouldn't be the focal point of these interviews, man. Because that's what they keep coming back to. Viral God Technologies, welcome to the channel. He said Devin is a true real one-arm bandit, slot machine fighter, real shit. Big outside chair. What's up? Unheard of said just like he called out Cambosis, he can call out Tank. The wood, them belts definitely got him ego tripping. Big Ray said talk squeeze. Is you frozen? Hold on real quick. Let me do something.
Limbaugh, what's up?
And I'm trying to get a guest on here. Hey, Chad, where your dad at? Let me speak to him. What you doing? You busy? Oh, I just sent you a link to come on our podcast. I just sent it to you. Can you come on? Can you come on a minute? Hey, Squeeze.
Yo.
Somebody trying to come on the show. You see it?
No.
Wait a minute.
I don't see it in the background.
Wait a minute.
Now I see it.
I got him.
Oh, now, hey.
You gonna bring him in, Squeeze?
Yeah. This guy right here, he a pioneer of the sport. His son is undefeated, the next world champion in the making, the one and only, the mastermind behind Jaleel Hackett, no other than the one and only Mr. Bernard Hackett.
Man, it's a pleasure to be with y'all, man. It's a great pleasure on here with good men.
Welcome to the show.
On, champ?
Man, we doing what we do, man. We following in the footsteps of Kenny, Calvin, and Tank, and we in the gym.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I see you've been getting it in too.
Man, we was in camp with Kenny and Calvin and them for a couple of joints, and I seen them working out. Then Jaleel was like, "Hey, man, they in shape, champ. We gotta do something." So I started getting in, just like them, man. Getting in there with him, being more than voice active, being physical active, and the weight just been falling off, man. I got about 8 more pounds, and I've been lost 100 pounds.
Oh, that's what's up.
Go ahead, man. You have a conversation. fights the other day.
What'd you say, Kenny? I couldn't hear you. My bad.
I said I brought you on here because we had a conversation fight the other day.
Oh yeah, me and this man he give me all good conversation and he give me a wealth of knowledge, man.
Explain to the fans how it to be on TV.
Say it again. You was breaking up, Kenny.
I said explain to the fans how it benefits Jalil to be on cards with Javon Davis.
Oh man, my son, look at that as like a privilege, man. I actually sent Kenny a text that my son sent to me after him and Tank took a picture at the last fight, and he captioned that joint Batman and Robin. So I hit him up. I was like, "Shorty, you crazy?" He was like, "Dad, we talked about this already. Slim is Batman. He the rock star. And if I'm given the opportunity to be Robin," he said, "I'm playing that role all the way to the hill." He was like, "I want to be on his fight when I fight for my first time as a big titleist, or when I fight as a major fight," because he say, "Man, he giving me opportunities." I really don't think that people understand that when you're the marquee lineup guy, you might not say a person can be on your fight, but you can damn sure say who can't be on there. And for him to, always think about Jalil, for the company to think about Jalil, for him to tell, Shawty the stuff that he tell him, like, I don't think people give them their credit as a team, not as a boxing team, but as men. I look at Kenny as my guy. Me and Kenny talk all the time about everything. Mia, I love Mia like one of my nieces. I call and check on her unrelated to boxing. But Kenny and Calvin, I look at how they raise these young men. Man, do they realize? I told my son one time, do you realize that they took Tank from a kid, give him structure in life, to making him a self-made millionaire? Yeah, he had Mayweather Promotions. They give you opportunity. But at the end of the day, he got to be on point. He got to be ready to beat these dudes. He not fighting cupcakes. He not fighting pushovers. He fighting world-rated guys. He making them look like cupcakes. He making them look like pushovers. But go find one of them dudes since Tank been fighting at the world championship level. Go find one guy that got demolished in the next fight he had against whoever it was after they fought Tank. Since they say these dudes is pushovers, since they want to talk trash, go look at Pitbull. Pitbull Cruz, Slim put it on right after he fought Tank. He fought Gamboa.
Exactly.
He demolished Gamboa. Gamboa's quality. When Gamboa fought after he fought motherfucking Tank, Slim looked like a different man, and he wasn't no walkover fight for Devin Haney. I mean, these dudes ain't pushovers.
Let me say something. Let me say to something, Mr. Bernard. First of all, it's an honor and privilege to have you on here. I've been waiting to get you on here for the longest, man. That's number one. But the answer to that statement, me personally, I think right now in his career that Gamboa, not to discredit nobody, that Gamboa is a gatekeeper because of the wars and battles he's been in, plus outside of the ring that have interfered with a lot of his ring work with Gamboa. A lot of people see the front side of the business. They don't see the back side. Him coming from the country that he came from and him fighting through a lot of stuff, that opportunities that a lot of other fighters didn't fight. A lot of people might don't know that he had to sell his medal from the Olympics just to provide for his family. Am I correct, Mr. Bernard?
Yeah, I mean, you giving fact, but let me make sure people understand. Me and Kenny, I had this conversation before.
Mm-hmm.
Other people look at what you said as a slight or a disrespect to Gamboa, calling him a gatekeeper. But guess what? It's a lot of fighters of his same generation, his same era, same age,
they're not even considered gatekeepers. They're considered washed up, has-beens, over. This man is the guy that they say, if you can get past Yuriorkis Gamboa, then you might be the goods. So
I,
that's a hell of a statement to be able to call that man at this point in his
well,
life and career a gatekeeper.
And they still
well, like I say, from what I've seen in the battles, I'm saying it on the basis of the battles and the wars he
Yes,
has been in. And I say gatekeeper because he have not won a big fight in his like last 4 or 5 fights. Not diminishing what you saying, he is a tough opponent if you could
yeah,
get by him, because evidently they still want to see him in the ring because he's a class act. That's number
correct,
one. You know what
correct.
I mean, Mr. Bernard? Like I say, I wasn't trying to step on him, but
Oh no,
I'm
I just
just
didn't want people
saying
to think that that's. I knew that's what you. I knew you weren't doing that. I just know
no.
sometimes people try and twist stuff, and it wasn't a slight at him what you said at all. It was a compliment, like Slim. When you a gatekeeper, man, you got actually that's a harder responsibility to a promoter than being a champion because they're saying I'm depending on you to tell me if this guy is ready to take that next step.
Would you call Gabriel Rosado a gatekeeper?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Okay.
He's not an easy out. He's always prepared. He's always ready to fight.
But first of all, I'm gonna tell you like this. Since I've been watching the sport of boxing, man, I ain't never seen nobody as fearless and work as hard as your son do, preparing himself. He don't even have to have a fight, and he training for the biggest fight of his career. And how do you keep him focused on that, Mr. Bernard?
Putting the right people in your circle, making sure that you know every time you strap on your gloves, it could be the last time you strap on your gloves. Making sure
Mm.
that you are selective in the type of people that have your son's ear. Uh, we were in camp with once again with Tank. This I think the second time, and my son was kind of upset with himself because he felt he wasn't pushing Tank as hard as Calvin and them wanted to. I called Kenny. I said, Kenny, give Shaw a call, let him know what the deal is. Kenny called him and talked to him. I could name a list of the people on a very short hand of who I tell, hey, reach out to my son, say something to him, whatever, because it's beyond this. When you come to boxing, it's beyond boxing to me. I don't want my son to learn the art of boxing if he's not learning it from guys who have a certain level of honor about themselves, because it's so easy in this sport to let a snake slither in,
yes, indeed.
and then that snake turns into a mongoose with claws and he dig in so he can stay there. So for me, I don't even want to let him slither in. And so because of that, I gate my son on people who can work with him. It was times when Kenny called me and said, hey man, just send Shawty up here if you can't make it. We got the spawn, we got him. I sent my son up there because I knew that these were men. I knew that these were the type of men that were not going to let my son see harm while he was in their care, not because of what they thought just about him, but because we told another father, not another coach, that we got your kid. See, that's the part that I think get missed sometimes. You can want your athlete or your son or whatever to be in the best situation to make money. But what about being in the best situation to make decisions that men make? That's a far longer career than boxing. He's going to be a man his whole life if you raise him that way. He's only going to be a boxer for a piece of his life.
That's why I
Now,
wanted to have you back on. I wanted to have you on the show, man, because your son is a perfect example of somebody taking advantage of opportunity, man.
Yeah.
Great job, man. You can call you or pop up on you. He training. I'm talking 7 days a week. He doing something pertaining to boxing.
But once again, that goes back to who you surround with. Man, that first time that he got a chance to go in camp with Tank, Tank brought business to the table. Tank walked in the gym and said, "Oh, so you think you ready to be a professional?" And really, in the most respectful of ways, that day, Tank played the role of a gatekeeper. That's why I don't disrespect nobody who's a gatekeeper, because Tank was the one that was saying, is he ready to be a pro or should he stay an amateur? Calvin and Kenny watched over that joint. Leonard and Floyd talked to them, and then they talked to Tank, and then they told us, okay, Shawty, you know, we got the okay, you ready. If they would have said, man, this kid ain't ready to be no pro, guess what? That gatekeeper would have shut the gate on him.
I tell anybody, man, you got an 18-year-old kid doing 15 rounds with a 5-time world champion. When this time comes, you can bet the bag on him because he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. He gonna be there every round.
But see,
bag on him.
When you look at that, let me tell you something. Like I said, me and my son, y'all, that's what y'all need on it. Y'all don't need me. Man, let me tell you, when my son finished doing stuff with Tank, he always analyze it. And he'd be like, Dad, what you think? What you this, what you that? He'll call Kenny or Calvin and say, hey, can you ask Tank X, Y, and Z? When he see Tank, he asks Tank about boxing questions. He don't ask Tank about jewelry. He don't ask about cars. He asks about boxing. And Tank, I just told Kenny the other day, Tank gave him the best piece of advice. And my son told me the best piece of advice he's gotten since he's been a pro. And he said, I got some good advice from a lot of good fighters and coaches. He said, Tank told him, I see you doing stuff that I do. That's good. He said, but don't try to be the best Tank. Be the best Jaleel. He was like, I'm the best Tank there is, because that's actually me. He said, be you. If it's something you could pick up, you do it. If it's something that don't fit you, I don't care how great it is for somebody else, don't do it. That's the type of stuff that men do. That's what men do. That's why those conversations mean a lot. I used to tell Jaleel, for a long time, I thought Tank was a mute. That man didn't say 2 words. I thought he was a mute.
Be quiet,
but
man.
He analyzed. He looked at the situation. Man, do you know my son still got a pair of field gloves, some green field gloves Tank gave him 2 years ago. And he don't even use them no more. He said, I just got them because he gave them to me. He could have gave these to a lot of people, but he gave them to me. Shorty took that stuff as real as a heart attack. He took that. That's what they do.
We just had this conversation. Me and AJ was talking Friday, I think it was, about the misconception of Gervonta Tank Davis, of Gervonta Davis and Tank. And people got a real bad misconception of who he is as a person, man. And I was telling them, getting to know him, the stories you hear, the things that people say, is so far from the truth. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you are on here highlighting these stories, because this is stuff that you don't hear, that they don't talk about.
Man, it's been so many things that my son has been able to pick up. That day that Kenny spoke of about the 15 rounds, hey man, I laughed because after the 15 rounds was over, Calvin said, hey, Shaw, the Tank wants you in the back. Him and Tank was back there for like 30 minutes talking. Shorty came out with a smile. He went in kind of, with his normal frustration. But he said, man, Tank did stuff to me that I didn't have nobody do to me before. But it was out of a good place. But it had to be done that way. Man, after the first 6 rounds, Tank said, what you doing, Shaw? Oh, that's the best you got? Shorty started picking it up. So then Tank was like, oh, yeah, let's get this. Shorty hit Tank with a good shot. Tank said, I'm about to break your nose. Kenny said, nah, y'all done. He said, we not done. So I said, Jaleel, get out the ring. He got out the ring. Tank said, oh, so you really is a bitch. Hey, that nigga hopped back in the ring. And Kenny looked at him and said, y'all done. Calvin told the Showtime people, y'all got to leave. They sparred for 4 more rounds.
Man.
Calvin said, said, hey, man, y'all done. Kenny said, man, Shorty hop back in there. He said, one more. We gonna finish this. After that,
Man.
my son came out that room feeling like, if I can do this with Javante Davis, you bring on anybody.
Hey, I seen Jaleel run. Hey, I seen Tank and Jaleel run jokers out that ring. But them two that day, man, they was rocking and rolling so hard you could feel the heat come off the canvas, man. That's how they be rolling in there.
Man, Kenny got mad. I don't never see Kenny get mad. I see Calvin get loud, but Kenny got mad. Kenny was like, hey, y'all are at a different point. We don't need that. That was a one and done time thing. Man. Next time we say get out the ring, he was a father. He said, Jaleel, you stay out the ring. Your father told you get out. Tank, you don't bait nobody. He said, we done. What if one of y'all get hurt and it's the biggest fight coming up at this time? He was a father. He wasn't a coach, man. He didn't do no coaching. He was a father saying, when we say X, Y, and Z,
that's it.
We mean X, Y, and Z. We don't mean A, B, and C, or we trying to get your opinion, because we looking out for your betterment.
And I said all the time, coach, you got to know when you hear a fighter's pride. A fighter's pride is there to prove that he tough for another round. That's what we did. No, that's it. You gotta take care of a fighter like you take care of horses. The same, you can't let them get hurt because you need them to win the race.
Yeah.
Sometimes coaches get caught up in the gym wars. And no, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Then I'm gonna tell you.
Thanks for your support, Big Outside.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what a lot of people don't know. If y'all think back, y'all didn't see Kenny in Atlanta for the press conference. Think back. You didn't see him in Atlanta for the press conference. Nobody knows why. He told Jaleel, I'm going to stay behind, y'all, and I'm going to work with you tomorrow because I saw some stuff that I didn't like that you were doing in sparring. Mm-hmm. That next day, Kenny and him was in the gym. Kenny said, hey, bro, I don't mean to infringe. I stopped before he finished it. You're not infringing, champ. If you see something, please correct. Okay. And they worked that next day. Everybody else was gone.
Yeah.
It was him and Kenny at the gym, at the Mayweather gym. They worked because he didn't say, I'm a coach. He said, hey, Slim, you like a nephew or something. Y'all got kids. Come here. We got to fix this. And the very next fight, Shorty ended that joint with the body shot and the hook. Kenny say, that's where the correction come in.
That work in. He put that work in.
That's where the correction. So if it ain't happening like that, I don't care how great of a coach you are, I don't want you around my son. I don't want that. So when people say, how's your preparation? Our preparation is about life, not about the sport of boxing.
Deep. That's deep. Some people can't even begin to understand that.
Yeah. I just know what I'm looking for out of my son. I know that in all of our lives, unforeseen occurrences can happen. Now, if I take the road of I'm gonna let my son be around some snakes and hope the snakes don't bite him if I'm not here, then I did him a disservice. But if I put my son in a situation where if something go wrong, you know who you can deal with and go to, then even if I'm not here, I know he's in great hands. My son know I can go up there and say, hey, my father in this situation, or my father passed, or anything. And Calvin and Kenny would be like, Shorty, come on. And the buck don't stop, the beat keep going.
Keep rolling. Appreciate you, man.
That's what I do. When Kenny had a family issue happen where he lost a loved one, I was more happy that he called me and said, hey, your girl, she's going through it right now. You need to talk to her. Not this fight, previous fight. I didn't call her to see how her boxing was ready. I said, I'm calling to check on you about you. That tells me we got a different level of rapport, because that's saying I'm not calling you to make sure her hook is right. I'm calling you to make sure her head and her heart is right.
Exactly.
That's where we got to be. Man, let me tell you, I talk to my son about everything. We talk as men. His first 16, 17 years of life, I directed everything. When he became an adult, I became his confidant. So we discuss everything and we come to a decision. My son really takes stuff to heart. Do you know, there's some funny stuff I think I asked Ken. Do you know what the most iconic picture in boxing over the last 25 years is?
You say that again?
Do you know what the most iconic picture in boxing over the last about 25 years is?
No, what's that?
It was the picture when you saw Al Heyman, Andre Berto, and Floyd Mayweather together. Al Heyman was instrumental in helping both of them men becoming what they have become and what they're doing.
Right.
The next iconic picture, and my son even let me know that, is when he won his first world title and you got Floyd, Tank, and him in the ring. Because now you saw what black wealth is about.
Right.
Because now Floyd became that guy with the assistance of Al Heyman. Berto became that guy with the assistance of Al Heyman. Now Tank is in that seat where he got the assistance from Floyd Mayweather. And now Jalil is in that seat where he can get that assistance from Tank and Floyd, because Floyd is the money team, Mayweather promotion. Tank is GTD, Javante Davis, the rock star. Because he's not a boxing superstar. He's eclipsed that. He's a rock star. So if the rock star is looking at the young guy saying, Shawty, we gonna get you on with me and we gonna watch you grow, then you tell me how iconic that picture is, where self-made millionaire made another self-made millionaire who took a kid and say, Slim, being a Robin is not disrespectful. I'm glad you took your role. And now you're going to be the next self-made millionaire. And in a minute, you're going to have to be the Batman. Somebody else's Robin. And they got a little young boy that fought on that card, little Catino.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Slim, once again, look at the building blocks now. Let's really check the building blocks. The first building blocks they knocked down was that DC Baltimore shit. Then the first blocks got knocked down. I mess with you because I mess with you. You real, and that's it. Not know where you from.
Exactly.
They took Jalil under their wing. They gave him the nod of approval. He would Mayweather promotion. Now, Shorty saying, I want to play my role. I want to play my position. I'm Robin. Let's get it going.
Shorty running.
And now look what's happening. Jalil when you see Jalil, ask him his new funny joke. I'ma steal his joke from him. He told me when he get older, he's gonna tell his kids about the night that him and Tank sold out the Barclays. He told Tank sold 19,950.
Hey,
it's funny, but when you look at it, look what Mayweather Promotions did with Jalil's spot on the card. He was the first fight that you saw on the Showtime YouTube side.
Hey,
so he was able to see what numbers would look like or put himself in Tank's position. See, people got Tank messed up. Like, Tank is really that next guy after Floyd. And let me tell you why. Floyd knew it was more than just about winning a fight. I got to promote and sell these tickets to this joint. Now Tank is in that position now where it ain't just about winning, Shane. Did this building sell out? Because you can win in an empty building. There's a bunch of champions winning in empty buildings. And they complain about, I need more money, but you're in an empty building, champ. How can I give you more money? You're in an empty building.
Exactly. Got to put that.
So now Tank and Mayweather Promotions at their level that they're at, they gave him a small taste of what it's like. You better go perform, champ, because you're the face on the YouTube side. If you don't perform, the next time your face might not be on that side. So now you're getting to see what Tank feel. Now you're getting to feel that pressure. And then Tank get to say, now I see what Mayweather felt. Because those pressures are all different. But when you get to be with a dude that's saying, let me let you see what the pressure is before it get on you. Then let me start pushing you in the water a little bit at a time. You won't drown, but you definitely learn how to swim. That's what's going on. Man, my son look at everything. Every time Tank come to fight, what's the first thing that Jaleel always noticed, Kenny? He told you too, Kenny.
Say it again.
What's the first thing Jaleel always noticed when Tank fight? And he told you too. You probably don't even remember. The slick outfits.
Oh.
Hey, but let me people don't understand. I got to talk to my son. It ain't just fighting. It's the showmanship, the showman part that you got to bring that sells these tickets. When he did that joint on Halloween and he had the Thriller, come on, champ. People talked about the entry to the ring as much as they talked about the fight.
Mm-hmm.
It is so real. He went home and got on his brother, was like, Slim, every song you make for me got to be hotter than the last song, because he's trying to keep up with Tank. Even though he can't keep up because Tank got a little more at his disposal, he's saying, I'm going to show you I'm trying to do the best I can with what I have at my disposal. I sent this song to Kenny that my son did about the fight with Tank. It's like every piece of this is a growing piece for my son. So it ain't no disrespect when people be talking about, oh man, they trying to make Jaleel into a Tank clone. Nigga, clone the shit out of me. You can clone that. That clone making a lot of bread and he having a great career. So if that's the clone you got to use, pull the clay out and stick the electric charges in and let's go.
That's what I understand, man.
Hey, Mr. Bernard, check this out. If Tank career was over tomorrow, right?
First ballot.
Could you put him with the greats mentioning in the Sugar Ray Leonard's, Marvin Hagler's, what's my boy, Pernell Whitaker's, the guys of that caliber, if he ended his career tomorrow? When we look back and look at the film and the body of work that he's done at this young age up to this date, 5-time world champion in 4 different weight classes, could you mention him amongst the greats?
How could you not? Once again, if you look at the combined record of everybody he's fought since he's been fighting at the world championship level, I don't think they have 10 losses. So once again, his quality of opposition is very high. And then once again, what did Tank say? Tank say, when they call me and tell me, hey, this is what we going to do, he step up to the plate. So every time they put something in front of him, he handled it. I'm going to take a page out of Deion Sanders' acceptance speech to the Hall of Fame. Deion said he told his mom in tears, they said, I can't tackle. His mother said, have you paid all my bills since you've been in the NFL? And he said, yes. He said, well, let them know you've tackled every single bill that I have ever had since you got in the league. when you see Tank's mom, his family, they don't look like they missing no meals. They don't look like they dressing out the soup kitchen. They ain't looking like they got the thrift store. So when you say, is he great? Go ask his kids. Go ask his family. Is he great? The man came from inner city Baltimore, where life expectancy ain't that great. And this man is doing something great. See, what we got a problem with doing is allowing people who are the same complexion as us to be used to denigrate what we're doing. You got to respect what people do for the greatness that they do it in, because you don't know when we'll ever see this again.
Real tough.
The man is a rock star. Do you understand? Floyd Mayweather Jr. saved the boxing when he was the rock star, because he was the boxing economy. After Floyd, we had Canelo. But guess what? Where was your next black superstar after Floyd? So in order for us to get any mega fights, We had to hope Canelo fought one of us. We had to hope that somebody gave us a chance. Tank can go fight Woodsy the Owl. He could fight Grover from Sesame Street. He could fight Captain Crunch off the cereal box. And that'll be the biggest check that Captain Crunch, Grover, or anybody else ever saw. So that means that this boy has eclipsed the point where I need a dance partner. I can pick who I want to dance with, and they're going to enjoy. So when you do that, go ask that guy, go ask Pitbull, did Tank change his life after they fought? Because I would venture to say that's the most amount of money he's ever seen in one night is boxing.
That's right.
Go ask the guys that want to fight Tank, the Haneys, the Teofimos, the Shakurs, who are superstars in their own right. Ask them why they were at the fight. Ask them why they want to fight Tank. Because the check that you get with him changes your life. Do you not? I don't put people's business in the street. But when you fight on a pay-per-view card, that money you put in your pocket, whether you the main event or you the first nigga to go into the ring when they still putting chairs down, is different than when you fighting at a local fight or ballroom boxing or something like that. Even at your low point, that's the most that you'll make at that point because of what's going on. That's why I take offense when people like Barbershop say dumb shit. When he said something about my son, man, they only got him fighting every so many times. He should be fighting more. They can afford that money. First of all, last time I checked, my son ain't hungry. Every time I checked, my son got clean clothes on. You don't know what he's putting in his pocket.
Exactly.
You can't speak on that. Let me tell you, all these guys that got their opinions on stuff is speculation because they haven't seen one drop of paperwork where they could prove whatever they're saying is true. But when you look at Tank drove up to the fight in a big ass, look like armored truck. I don't know what the hell he was driving. Look at he driving a damn armored truck. When he left the fights in Baltimore, I think his brother got in the Rolls Royce truck and he got in the Rolls Royce car. So please tell me where people get all of this. I know for a fact shit from when you don't have facts.
That's
the
true.
only fact we can get on is that a black man who worked hard is now a millionaire. That's all. That's the only fact we can know. A black man took another young black man, turned him into a millionaire, and now that black man is saying that he's starting his promotion company. That black man didn't denigrate another black man. After his fight, he said, "I'm still Mayweather promotion." Do we give Lil Wayne a hard time because he got Young Money Records under Cash Money? We salute him. We salute Shorty. You got Young Money Records. You got Drake and Nicki, Cash Money. They got you. They helped you. Why do we as black people always gotta find a way to tear each other down? But if you put a room full of white professionals together, they're praising how they made each other millionaires.
That's the truth.
That's the problem. You ain't never heard Tank say nothing about I want somebody to stay broke. You ain't never heard him say it's all about me or this, that, and the third. He look out for all his brothers up Baltimore. Them dudes been with him forever. Tank is the East Coast plug to why all of us on this East Coast get signed with Mayweather Promotions. He opened the door for us.
Believe it or not, you got to appreciate it. Crazy. But he is very help a lot of people. A lot of people.
And it's sad that we try to tear this young man down. It's sad. I mean, we don't give the proper praise to what Calvin and Kenny have done. Me and Calvin come from the same background. I'm able to look up at him and say, I could do something different with my son because he did something different with his life and with Tank. We got to stop disrespecting each other in a situation where we need to respect each other. It wouldn't be no problem if Tank said, I'm moving to LA, I'm moving to Vegas, and damn all you niggas. Why wouldn't he have the right to? They kill us for coming back. Do you know how many athletes in professional sports, basketball, football, baseball, get encouraged not to go back home? Get encouraged to say, you came up. Leave that alone. Come out here. Tell me how many of these dudes we see in the hood after they get drafted and they play 2 or 3 seasons. This boy got drafted, was an all-star, made the Super Bowl, won a ring, and still in the hood. And still in the hood. He still come back. Whether he got a house and kids, other places, whatever, he come back because he's showing another young individual, you can get out of here. And he actually did number work hard. Tell me what a boxer got to do once he got a plug. All he got to do is work hard. Why my son work hard? Because he know at any time I could get the phone call that Tank got a fight coming up, they're going to put you on it. Do you realize that boxing has changed so much where people say, your son ain't got 12 fights, he should fight once a month? Do you understand the landscape of boxing has changed so much that you got guys winning world titles with 10 fights? Do you understand that one of the baddest dudes in boxing, hear me out now, career-wise, when it comes to that bag, that got to be this young boy Romero that just fought Tank. Want me to tell you why? Because this dude, and I had to look it up for myself. Once again, this is the prime example of our people helping our people. He had 4 4-rounders, 6 6-rounders, 2 8-rounders, and then he fought in a 12-round fight. Do you know that he still has not fought a 10-round fight yet? Go check it out, you don't believe me? Rolly has still not fought a 10-round fight yet.
And he made a half now.
And guess what? I can give you at least 20 fighters that fought double the amount of fights he fought more harder competition, and he made the money this boy made. Do you realize the boy started boxing at what, 16?
16, 17, yep.
He's not 30 years old yet, and he's a millionaire. So if that ain't telling you that you take Al Heyman away, you take Mayweather Promotions away, these dudes are still fighting on barroom shows. These are black men putting black men in position. Tank said Rolly was a pain in the butt. He said the boy was a pain in the butt. But when they asked him, when Rolly was cleared of all wrongdoing, should he get a fight? Tank said, yeah, he should get his fight. Tank could have easily been like, nah, that time passed. We just didn't.
Right.
Nobody talks about that. Nobody brings that up, that this man say he should still get his fight. This the stuff that we got to highlight and bring it to the forefront. Them dudes don't got to reach back. Leonard Ellerby from Washington, D.C., he reached back and got a D.C. kid. He didn't have to do that. Michael Jackson was from, Gary, Indiana. How many artists did they turn on from Gary, Indiana? Like I said, I'm not going to never down a guy that gave me an opportunity because he didn't have to give it to me. So when they talk that trash about what my son feel, you damn right. If he say, Slim, I don't mind being Robin to Batman, then I'm perfectly cool being Robin's coach. Because eventually, they're going to require you to be Batman, champ. I just hope you're ready to be Batman when they give you that Tape Crusader hood, because you got to put it on, champ.
That's right.
You got to put it on. And your critics, they're going to be the people, not that you don't care for, they're going to be Tank. You remember when Floyd stood at ringside and said, Tank, let me see you be great. Go be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know how much pressure that got to be for the greatest nigga to tell you it's time for you to go be great. And this wasn't no cakewalk fight. Like, nigga, pick another night to tell me I gotta be great. Let me be good tonight. But what did he do? He went out there and stopped Mario Barrios, who just fought Chief one-time Thurman, and Thurman had trouble with him.
With the distance too.
And he went up to welterweight. That was at welterweight. So once again, how can you not put Tank in the Hall of Fame as a first ballot guy when he's done something that only one other person can do it? Please correct me if I'm wrong, because if I'm wrong, anybody who listens to your show, correct me. But no other fighter since Henry Armstrong was a reigning champion in 3 different divisions at the same time.
I think you're right.
At the same time, he was reigning in 3 different divisions, and not just reigning, he was defending them. You put the gauntlet down, Shorty picked it up. So if that right there doesn't make him Hall of Fame status, damn the opponents. You holding 3 world titles in 3 weight classes. You can't tell me. You might say one weight class was full of dudes that ain't great or good. You can say that. But you mean to tell me in 3 different weight classes, every top 10 was full of bombs? Come on, champ. Keep it real somewhere. You mean everybody was awful? And then they talk about, well, he hiding. Brother, when the shoe on the other foot, are those dudes hiding?
Right.
Slim ain't doing nothing but picking up the gauntlet and saying, let's do it. Him and Shakur seem to be friends. But they both have made it clear, when the line gets drawn and the contract gets signed, we thumping.
Got the rumble.
So once again, Tank is actually, to me, he's at the forefront of what I would call a renaissance of boxing. And the reason I say that, because you got so many young fighters now who you have to go all the way back to the 80s and find young undefeated fighters willing to fight each other and not caring about taking a loss, get right back in line and get right back in position to fight each other again. That ain't happened since the 80s. You got greatness all around you that's willing to put it on the line. Look at Boots at welterweight. Shorty will fight anybody.
Right
Tank, multiple time champion, will fight anybody. Devin will fight anybody. Shakur will fight anybody. Teofimo will fight anybody. These dudes young and don't have to put it on the line every time, but every time they strap up, they put it on the line. That's the era I want to be in, because when you look at the Four Kings documentary, Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard, they all fought each other. Nobody came out unscathed. Everybody took a loss to each other, but they consider them 4 kings. The only way you're going to be a king is if you go up against other kings that people respect the outcomes. That's the only way that's possible. These are gladiators. These are monsters.
Agree.
And people need to respect them as such. They don't disrespect each other. Ain't that funny? Show me one time where they talk shit to each other, but they don't disrespect each other. These people who don't have to put no gloves on ain't gonna get punched in the mouth by none of them. That's disrespecting fighters. How dare you do that? You got podcasters calling guys scared. These dudes are strapped up against the best. How can you call me scared and you ain't never been in a strong argument?
Never gloved up. Up a day in their life.
Hey Kenny, you gave them too much saying they ain't never glove up. They've never been in a strong face-to-face argument with another man. They argue on the internet.
That's deep.
I mean, be real with it. These are internet gangsters, but they talking about dudes who go in the ring and possibly could lose their life. You got to respect that type of man. You go to the Roman days, gladiators were put on high esteem because they did something that the average person can't do. That's pure and simple. And if my son can come up in that era and he can have half of the career that Tank had, that means he had at least 2 world titles. Happy with that.
You always got out. That's actually you on the show.
That's what we got to be thinking about. Look at the little amateur guys that look up to Tank, and they not out in the street trying to kill somebody. So in essence, Tank is kicking him out the street because he said, "Shorty, you could be me." Do we praise that? Tank held camp in Baltimore. Tank held camp in Florida. And from what I seen and what I know, he didn't go to the most glamorous places to do this.
No, he's going to do it each and every time.
And then he spawned with dudes that under normal circumstances would not get any boxing attention. He giving everybody their bite at the Tank apple, but everybody keep trying to run worms through it. If my son spar with Tank and he have a great day, we're not running around here talking about I had a great day against Tank, because it's sparring. Can you do it when the lights come on? But you got dudes that have ran around and said, "Man, I did this to Tank and sparring." Did you do it under the lights? Because that's where it counts.
That's what counts.
It's a dude somewhere on this planet that had 35 points in practice against Michael Jordan. But Mike got 6 rings. So yeah, trust me, every fighter have bad days, have bad rounds. So if you can find these 5 or 10 or whatever that want to say they had great days in sparring with Tank or any other great fighter, and they ain't got no rings, all Tank got to do is remind him, I got 3 or I got 5 rings. Yeah, I'm going for the Michael Jordan. I'm going for my 6 ring, chat. When you get a ring, then come back and have that conversation with me. That's the part that we let slide by. Kenny is a world championship rated coach of a 5-time world champion. How can somebody talk shit about this? He don't know that. How? He knows something, champ, because he got 5 world championships under his belt. And y'all still trying to get tickets to take. So that's the problem I have. If we gonna keep it 100, we gotta keep it all the way 100. We can't keep it partially 100. Like I said, when they talk about promotions, where would our black fighters who getting opportunities, the Charlos, the type, where would they be without Al Heyman and Floyd Mayweather? We still be trying to.
What happened?
I don't know. He just jumped off.
He must have hit something.
Man, he dropping gang. He got to come back on here. He dropping.
I had to get him on, man.
He's dropping knowledge, man. He got to come back on. I ain't sleeping, Small.
What's up? He must have.
Here you go.
My bad, I hit the button by mistake. I apologize.
Come on, Mr. Bernard. You can't be doing us like that.
I apologize, man. I'm sorry, my bad. But that's the truth about it. You know, like when people ask about my son, Kenny one of the dudes that say, "Man, don't shine no light on me. I'm good." But in order for me to answer questions about my son, I gotta shine light on the people who help us get there. That's a fact. You didn't have to have us on your show. Listen to what we doing. Kenny, look out for us. Kenny helps my son. Kenny know you. You have a platform. Kenny says, "Hey, get him on there." Your platform got thousands of people who watch. If they didn't know Jaleel, but they knew Tank, look how the circle completes. They know him.
Mm-hmm.
What you're doing, brother, is changing the perception that people have about us. Please don't think you just have a boxing show. Please don't think you just have that. It would be a disservice to yourself and to the people who join you, Kenny, Calvin, my brother up here in the corner. But please look at what you're doing. I watch your show. You are actually changing the minds of how Black people interact with each other. You're changing their minds, champ. Do you know you mentioned kids who passed away on your show? Do you know
Yeah.
you talked about kids that have passed away?
Yes.
Do you understand listening to what you've talked about at different times has made my son think about things in a way to where his fight that he fought at home, a little girl was senselessly murdered. Jaleel reached out to her family and said, I want to make sure you got tickets. I want to put her on my t-shirt that I wear to the ring. I want to dedicate this to her. Jaleel went to her funeral. Like, this is because men are doing men things and saying our community has to be able to touch us. We can't be fictitious beings in our community that they see on television. Tank paid for a young lady's funeral. Like, brother, these are not things you doing on your show to make boxing fans buy tickets. These are things you're doing on your show to make young men understand being a man is more than driving a fancy car. It's more than wearing a beautiful gold chain. It's more than knowing some celebrities. It's about taking your position and making somebody else's life better. Tell me the next person coming out of Baltimore that could do what Tank is doing right now. In any sport, any industry, any career. Who is that next person? So,
you know?
So once again, so you got to appreciate what you have when you have it, because we don't know when the next game changer will be. Calvin and them gonna get another world champion out of Baltimore. Will he be a game changer? So I can send you the video that I took when Tank was walking to the ring. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to Kenny so he can share it with you. I pointed the camera at my son because I let Kenny hear it the other day.
Yeah.
And I said, son, he's not a champion. He's not a boxing superstar. He is a rock star. If you work hard and stick to the script, this can be your outcome. Tell me when the last time you seen Madonna at a fight. When you seen her? The man has eclipsed it. He is a rock star.
Back when Ray Leonard was fighting.
I don't think people understand how big Madonna being there really was, man.
They don't, hey, brother. They don't. They don't understand at all how big that was.
That was huge. And then like for him to
that
come
woman
in the building,
sat in the back. She could have sat in the back and nobody knew she was there.
Yeah.
She was front and center.
The way he came in with that tank, oh my gosh, that just set the whole thing off, man. Like they don't understand. I mean, they don't understand like the things that he's doing and the way he's doing it that's making people keep their eyes on him, making people want to come, make people want to buy tickets to pay-per-views. They don't really understand like why you say he's a rock star.
Oh, right here, rock star. The biggest boxing numbers done in a building that has historical value. He set the numbers. He set the numbers. The man is a rock star, but he not a petty, selfish rock star. He trying to let other dudes rock too. Look at that. Look at that card. Look at the diversity that was on that card.
Man.
Look at it. I mean, you got to take that stuff for what it is. His co-main event. When was the last time we seen this brother? When was the last? And this man got a family. He at one time was a world champion at a high esteem. We all gonna age and get older. This man got another nice check.
Hmm.
He was able to take care of his family.
That's deep.
But we got black men that are able to do things at a different level for their family. Let's keep it real. This ain't about just that boxing. This about, man, changing lives. Floyd getting money from every direction you can imagine. He probably ran out of pockets on his pants to put money in. But the man promoting fights. I just want people to understand. If the man did not promote a single fight, he'd still be filthy rich.
Still be a
So
bit.
this almost like a hobby or an ego thing to him.
He loves
That's
it.
what it is. Do you understand that some of our top black people in sports and entertainment are competing with each other at a level that we don't even know they competing at? But if we listen to it, we'll know they competing. Jay-Z said he made more millionaires than the Lotto did. The man held a brunch where he had all those guys that he done touched their life at a brunch.
That's powerful.
He did a toast and said everybody in here is a millionaire and I had something to do with it. Do you understand? When you hear that type of conversation to dudes like Floyd Mayweather, that's a conversation we don't know, because that's almost like, hey Slim, I'm dropping the gauntlet. What you gonna do? And what Floyd do? Making millionaires. Making millionaires. So what the next dude got to do? Make millionaires. So when Tank get in his position, in order for him to say I'm rivaling y'all, he got to do what? Make millionaires. This a black conversation, champ. We got to make us millionaires. We got to understand our buying power. Tank is actually showing what our buying power is every time he fight. People don't realize that, bro. Every time he fight, he's showing us what our black buying power is. Did he sell out the Barclays? Did he get 1 million+ views on pay-per-view?
Every time out.
That's our buying power. That's our buying power. He fought Rolly, another black kid. I don't care if he passed from other places. That's another black kid. He's a millionaire. They just showed that misconception of two black fighters can't make a lot of money, but they made a lot of money and they had large viewership. So when they talk about this stuff, man, they got to put it in perspective. This is larger than boxing.
Yes.
It's bigger than boxing. We not gonna miss Al and Floyd until they gone. Then we be like, damn, I wish we had them dudes again. You know the money people was making when they was doing boxing? That's what they gonna say.
They try to put you back on that meat wagon after they gone.
Oh, not put you back on that meat wagon. You gonna be back on that meat wagon. I mean, because that's the way the landscape is set up. They say we gotta make sure our guys get money. Look at the Charlos. They getting bagged. And now one of the brothers is undisputed 154 champion.
Yes, indeed.
Them dudes eating at a different level.
Changing lives too.
Yes, thank you. They changing lives.
Changing lives.
It ain't just about the fighter. Did you see them when they did their specials and they had their families? Yeah. How many black families get to live like that? If one black family get to live like that, that's one more black family that was not living poor. I can't knock them dudes. They laying the blueprint for my son's success. When you got somebody like Leonard Ellerby calling Calvin and Kenny saying, we want to send a kid in there to see if he's ready. That was Jalil's first pay-per-view fight when they let him come in that gym and spar with Tank.
Man.
If he don't show out, he's still at home. I want y'all to know that. If he don't show out, he's still an amateur boxer. Yeah, that's real. If he don't show out, he's still an amateur boxer.
He's showing out though, each and every time. Shit.
When Tank was walking back from the ring after a big fight, when my son had to be the swing bout, he stopped, dapped him up, say, "Show them be watching you in the back. Go do what you do."
That's deep.
Floyd made a U-turn and came back to ringside. Calvin and Kenny was sitting out in the audience.
Yep.
People don't know that.
Floyd was sitting right there. He was standing ringside. Floyd wasn't even sitting there. He was standing beside.
Nah, because we got to go see the young boy.
He stood up the whole time. That's deep.
That's the stuff that I want people to talk about. Don't always talk about what you think I'm doing wrong or bad. Talk about what you know I'm doing right. He had to stop and say nothing to Shorty. He had to watch nothing in the back. He had to do none of that stuff. Do y'all know that Tank introduced my son Rob to other rappers? My son do music. After the fight, he told Jalil, "Get your brother." Jalil ran back out there, got him. He introducing him to other. Come on, he don't have to do this, man. Respect this dude, man.
That's a blessing.
He don't have to do it. And he didn't even know about the rap music till Kenny sent him something. Hey, send me some of your son's stuff. They didn't have to do those things, man.
Every time up somebody, link them with somebody that can put it further, you know? That's what it's about.
Yeah, we got to be on our P's and Q's, man. We got to, because we better than what they give us the image of. I want us to know that. We're better than that. We can fill up any arena at any venue.
Your mic messing up, your phone messing up, Mr. Bernard. We can't really hear you now.
Oh, my bad. I said we can fill up any arena or any venue that we want, just being ourselves.
That's the truth.
We don't have to be nobody else but ourselves. We got the two biggest, most powerful people in the sport of boxing on our side. You got Al Heyman. You got Floyd Mayweather. You got Leonard Ellerby. You got Kenny Calvin and a bunch of other great coaches that are all on the same side. We don't have to never be enemies, even if we got to do combat with each other. At the end of the day, when all these dudes retire, if they can all look back and say our families' lives were changed from the careers we had, then they was all winners.
Hey, Mr.
You made this one of the best shows right here, Bernard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I appreciate y'all. Like I said, it's nothing but love, my brothers. I think, seeing you, we up there give a great conversation on what the boxing side is. I want to thank you, my brother, the host. You're doing a great job. Like I said, I listen to you, not just for the boxing, but when you talk about these young brothers that lost their life too soon and how we can stop the next one from losing their life too soon. I want to thank Kenny and Calvin. They're my guys, man. They're my guys. They give me so much guidance and so much conversation. Some of it I can't even share with y'all. I wish I could. But they give me so much. And they always got open arms for my son. They always got it. So anytime y'all doing anything, y'all need me, Kenny, I ain't but a phone call away. I am available.
Man, you ain't take the night. I called you. You ain't even know I was going to call you. You was like, let's do it.
Man, look.
I appreciate it. Well, let me get this chat out the way. Julius Hermes, shout out to Tank from Hawaii. We riding from him. Thanks for your support. Rashad Pittman, thanks for becoming a member. Thank you for your support. Cal L. Coolidge, he says salute. Thanks for your support, man. That's big. Thank y'all, man.
Thank you.
Man, I got to do this before y'all put me out of here. I love being with y'all. I got to get here for y'all put me out. See this boy right here, he'd be mad if Kenny was having a conversation and he didn't know about it. So I got to run right in here to this product, guys.
I'm going to get on here.
Yeah, I didn't want to get mad if I didn't let you know what was going on. Here you go.
What's up, champ?
What's up, champ?
What's going on?
You grinding, boy.
He in the gym cleaning up.
Late night.
He cleaned it up, bro. Ain't no superstars in this gym, champ. Everybody get their rolling sleeves up, get dirty in this
Okay.
Right, I know that's right.
Tell him we got a spot for him. He gotta come on the show.
Really, for sure. Hey, Leo, we was talking about the George you sent me. I sent the the Batman and Robin pictures. Oh yeah, he showed us on. Yeah, he showed us on. Oh yeah, that's
Hey, Jaleel.
Batman retired, Robin become Batman.
Hey, Jaleel.
Hey, you said it again, Jaleel. Some point,
Hey.
Batman retired, then Robin become Batman.
Hey, who you got, Bernard? Hey, Bernard.
Yeah.
Who you got? Spence or Bud?
Oh, no question.
Who?
Oh,
Oh, go ahead, man. Hey, on that note, peace and hand grease.
Yeah.
Hey,
you know what you talking about, Mr. Bernard.
you know what? You know what? I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you slide. The next show, it's gonna be me and you breaking this fight down.
Oh, we got you. Anytime, brother. Love y'all.
Love you too, man.
Thank you for coming on the show, man. That was big. Thank you for all the knowledge you gave us tonight, man.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, Bernard.
Have a good one. God.
Hey. But now, boy, he be kicking that knowledge, man.
I'm glad you. I'm glad you got on because we've been trying to get him on.
Good dude.
Hey, Squeeze. Did he make up for? Man, I ain't gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask the chat. Did he make up for bringing cousin Kurt on, y'all, with Mr. Bernard? Did he make up? Did he make up for cousin Kurt with that one? I think he made up for. What you think, Coach Squeeze? Did he make up for cousin Kurt?
I made up for that.
Hey, Mr. Bernard was spitting facts, yo.
Always.
Man, listen.
Yo be talking real stuff, not out the side of his head. So man, it was a pleasure just to sit back and listen to him spit because I haven't seen him in a while since he came to the gym and with Jaleel working with Tank. But yo was spitting. It was some stuff I wanted to ask him, but he was spitting. I ain't want to cut him off.
Man, next show, ask him, man. We was talking about the fights the other day. I said, let me call him see if we can get on the show, man.
Yeah, but I wanted to ask him about a few things, but that just opened up the window for the next show when he come on.
Anytime, man. He come on anytime. Just hit him up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all right, y'all. I'm great. Get on out here. I gotta get up early, yo.
All right, y'all. Love over hate. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
As from the Rize podcast, peace and hair grease.
Peace, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man.